We believe that diet is one of the few non-pharmacological ways of manipulating the gut microbiome and the microbiota. Our Mumbai study is looking at an intervention that is based on designing complementary food using biofortified pearl millet. Our aim is to, the 2 or 3 main questions that we are looking at are, number 1, is this diet changing the gut microbiome in this population? Are the changes different by the different arms of the trial, as in are the changes different in children who are getting biofortified pearl millet versus children who are not getting biofortified pearl millet? And number 3, then we want to also look at are there any functional outcomes that we can predict based on these changes? Are there any functional differences, particularly in terms of immune function and cognitive function, that are tied to these changes in the microbiome? The gut microbiota and immune function co-develop early in life, especially the first few years of life. The gut is, of course, the largest immune organ in the body, and then the gut microbiota plays an important role in how immune tolerance shapes up, especially in the first few years of life. So I think the gut microbiome is really critical in the development of childhood immune response and fighting and the ability to fight different infections, but we are only beginning to scratch at the surface at the mechanisms by which it might be doing so. I think we have a lot to learn in this area. So the findings from our studies are going to be relevant to children in both developing and developed countries, because there are certain resource poor settings that are similar across the world. So children, even in the US, for example, or in what we consider developed countries, there are settings where children are growing in very similar settings as in resource poor environments. So some of the findings that we are going to have are going to be very similar and relevant and applicable in terms of guiding interventions as well as guiding programmatic and policy work for both developed and developing countries.